More New Yorkers have fled this state, threw in the towel, than any other state in America. 400,000 New Yorkers in the last 3 years. Think about that. 400,000. We have the worst economic outlook in America. We have the worst business climate in America. We have the most corruption in America. We have the highest electricity rates in America. So no matter how you look at it, and yesterday a new poll came out a couple days ago from Gallup, and it's pretty scary. 41% of New Yorkers, if they could, would leave New York. Imagine that. 41% of New Yorkers said if they could, meaning they're trapped here, they would go. And yesterday, it just came out too. So we're the worst state for job seekers, and now we're the worst state to retire in. So if you're a retiree, this is the worst state because of the highest cost of living, the highest taxes, etc. So no matter how you objectively look at it, we are losing. But what does losing actually look like? A young girl clutching on a teddy bear with tears streaming down her face because this is the last time they're seeing their house. They're leaving, and they just said goodbye to her friends from school. She's moving because daddy and mommy are moving somewhere else because that's where the jobs are. That's what losing looks like. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. It truly doesn't. You know, Westchester was losing, and losing badly. And I decided to run in 2009 because it was taxing like crazy, spending like crazy. Businesses were fleeing to Connecticut or anywhere else. And I decided to run. So here's what I heard in 2009. You can't win. You're a Republican. You can't win. This is a deep blue county, home of the Clintons. Andrew Cuomo lives in Westchester. The Hollywood elite lives in. You can't win in Westchester. 49% Democrat, 24% Republican out of our almost 1 million people. That's Westchester. Tough terrain. And I said, I don't care. I'm going to run, and I'm going to give an option to people. I'm not going to be Democrat light, by the way. I'm going to be a Republican, and I'm going to offer an opportunity for them to vote for something different. We're going to cut taxes. We're going to cut spending. We're going to live within our means. We're going to attract businesses. And we're going to make it easier to live here. And you know what? I started the race 30 points down. We were able to raise enough money, never going to match the guy who I was running against, who was an incumbent, who had the machine behind him, who had high name ID, blah, 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 blah. Sounds familiar, right? Mm-hmm. And you know what? We outworked them. We got our message out, and I won by 14 points in deep blue Westchester. I walked in the door, it was a budget of $1.8 billion. Today it's $1.7 billion. We cut the property tax levy, or froze it 4 straight years, and I just announced the other day in my State of the County that a 5th year is coming with no property tax increases. And the market responded. 30,000 new private sector jobs in Westchester in the last 4 years. And then Main Street. I go in and out of small businesses everywhere I go, and I talk to people. How can we help you? And a lot of times I just say, get government off our backs. Just, you know, because who's happy in this case who's happy if a New York State inspector comes to your door? Nobody. Because it only means trouble. It means fines. It means something. And so we've got to change that attitude where government, in this case New York State, is not the obstacle. They're not the enemy. They are right now. That's all we hear. We got to change that, and we can. So I just got reelected governing like a Republican, and just got reelected by 13 points. And they were pounding me every day. $2.5 million they spent, beating me up. And now we know, Andrew Cuomo knows that we can win this race too. You know why? He just went on New York City television with a despicable ad campaign, basically inferring that I'm a racist.
New York has a proud history of fighting discrimination. That's why it's shocking Rob Astorino has repeatedly violated federal anti-discrimination laws for years. He's the only county executive in the nation who refuses to comply. $10 million in penalties for civil rights violations. The New York Times on Astorino. Die-hard resistance to civil rights laws didn't work out for the South half a century ago, and it won't work now. Rob Astorino. So far right, he's wrong for New York.
I expected that from him in the fall. But the fact that he's doing it now just shows to everyone that he knows what we know, that we can win this race. So I want to be battling it out with Andrew Cuomo in Westchester, where I was born and raised. And I want to battle it out in Long Island, where we talk about Common Core, Cuomo's Common Core, where we talk about taxes, the highest in the nation, where we talk about an economy that is outside of Manhattan, basically dead in this state. That's what I want to talk about. He can talk about all the garbage he wants, but ultimately people want a better life. So that's why I'm running. And we can win this race. And that's why I'm traveling all over the state to tell people we can win this race. Because there's a big silent majority out there that's fed up. And I get to run against 3 people this year. Andrew Cuomo, Barack Obama, and God bless his soul, Bill de Blasio. So thank you very much for coming, and let's win this race, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.